Hello everyone, I'm Cameron.
I'm Vincent.
I'm Emily.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Matthew.
First, when did space travel begin? Space travel started as a competition between the United States and the former Soviet Union. On November 3, 1957, the Soviets sent a dog named Laika into space. It was the first animal to orbit the Earth.
The Laika was followed into orbit by Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, who was the first person to join in outer space on April 12, 1961. After orbiting Earth successfully, humans started to focus on the moon.
NASA sent two Austrians, Neil Armstrong and Aldrin Aldrin, to the moon on July 20, 1969, and they became the first men to land on the moon. They also launched probes into space to study solar system. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched August 20, 1977 and September 5, 1977. In 212 Voyager 1 I made history by leaving our solar system. In 2018, Voyager 2 also left our solar system.
They are still the only man-made object to ever leave the solar system and venture out into interstellar space. Incredibly, even so, they are both over 44 years old. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are both in working. They are still sending information back to NASA scientists, and the Voyager spacecraft carry golden record with message and information for any aliens that might find them.
From World War II to the 1970s, space travel technology advanced very quickly. Since then, space travel are truly matured. More and more research is being conducted every year. NASA has developed reusable spacecraft to transfer astronauts and satellites to and from space.
Every year, over 115 rockets are launched to space, and there are over 6,000 satellites orbiting around the Earth every year. We are doing this research because we would like to know more about the advances of space technology and how it will change our futures, including the possibilities of us going to space or even living on other planets.
So we're going to talk about our research on the companies and technology of spaceflight, the preparation of space travel, and the experience of a trip into space.
Today, not only government agencies like United States, NASA, and Russian researchers are involved in space travel. Private companies have become more and more important in space travel.
The first private company to make space rocket was OTRAG, which was founded in 1975 in Germany. Since 2000, three private space companies have gone to become very important in space travel.
SpaceX was founded to reduce space transportation costs and to work towards the colonization of Mars. SpaceX has manufactured several rocket engines, spacecraft, and communication satellites.
In 2005, SpaceX developed its first orbital launch vehicles, Falcon First. In 2010, SpaceX signed a contract with NASA, and they developed a new plan to commit to purchase several commercial flights if specific capabilities were demonstrated. In December 2010, the second operational Dragon spacecraft was launched, and it safely returned to Earth after 2 orbits.
In 2000, Blue Origin, a private aerospace company, was founded. It was a modern company that has been established recently. It develops orbital technology and rocket-powered spacecraft. Initially, suborbital spaceflight was developed with a small rocket called New Shepard.
In 2021, Neil Armstrong traveled to space and back carrying Jeff Bezos, his brother Mark Browns, the first siblings to fly into space together. William Frank, now the oldest person to fly in space at 82, and Oliver Diamond, the first person to buy a ticket into space and the youngest person in space at 18.
Blue Origin also decided to manufacture a large rocket again in 2014. Subsequently, Blue Origin has been developing the new large rocket project called New Glenn, named after astronomer John Glenn.
The New Glenn is a large rocket that can carry people and payloads routinely to Earth orbit and beyond. It features a reusable rocket for 25 missions. The invention of the New Glenn will make space travel a lot easier and more convenient. It is scheduled to launch for the first time in 2023.
Of course, the research of outer space is not only about exploring the unknown, but also looking for the possibility or immigrating to other planets. Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin both are private companies that are attempting to take Earthling into the very edge of space and back for travel, research, and business.
Virgin Galactic first worked on Sorbitol launch development, and after 2017, it has also started to work on suborbital transport. Nowadays, it is the best preferred of rocket-powered space travel. However, Blue Origin has the same intention in space travel, including development rocket-powered vehicles and orbital technology. In conclusion, the only private company that wants to search for immigration to other planets is SpaceX company.
Although now only the wealthiest people can afford to travel into space, the hope is that long-term research will eventually generate space travel cheap enough for even normal people to buy a space flight.
What do these growing space travel companies mean for the future of space travel? Next, we want to talk about space flight.
Before your space flight, you need good physical and mental health. Physical health is important when you are in space because it is a stressful trip to your body, and you will not feel good if your body is not prepared.
If you don't have good mental health when you fly in space, maybe you will feel nervous or worry about so many things. If your body and your mind are both healthy, then you won't feel scared when you go into space travel.
You also need to learn how to scuba dive because you can also feel the weightlessness even in the water like you are in low gravity in space. Scuba is also similar to breathing in space. In fact, NASA even has a life-size replica of the ISS set inside a giant pool so that astronauts can train for spacewalks underwater.
If you prepare well, then when you travel in space, your only job on the flight will be to take a break, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now we are going to talk about your trip into space and your experience. If you are taking a suborbital flight, what is that companies like Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin are offering? The ride will be a quick up and down to reach space, rather than a full orbit to the Earth.
It's going to be relatively easy ride compared to what professional Austrian experience. But while the journey will be short, it will be a really big life experience.
Because astronauts need to wait 20 minutes for one-way communication to communicate with the Earth. Astronauts have to solve their own problems without the help of NASA mission control. Astronauts do not have grocery stores or pharmacies, so it makes it difficult. Astronauts have to prepare all the food, equipment, and medical supplies they need for a multi-year trip.
Now, NASA is using the experience of human spaceflight to find out what kind of medical event happening in space and what kind of skills, producer, medical, and items they need for space. The Moon and Mars medical training has been received that teaches them how to deal with health problems.
In addition, NASA is researching and improving food formulation, processing, package, and preservation system to make sure nature, country, and food remain acceptable for many years. As technology advances, new devices are being invented in order to do more research, and the future looks very bright for space travel.
How will space travel develop in the future? Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic have invented reusable rocket technology to take us on trips to space and back more easily. The investment bank UBS estimates that the worth of space travel will grow from about $400 billion today to $805 billion by 2030.
Trips to space are likely to become much more common every year, although now it is still very expensive to travel to space. These companies promise that soon trips to space will be so common that regular people can afford them.
SpaceX even predicts that we could use trips to space to make travel between cities faster. SpaceX predicts that 15 hours flight from Shanghai to New York will be cut down to flight for 39 minutes, and it might only cost $2,500 per trip. In the next exciting, we might be able to buy a ticket to space in our lifetime.